Slash, Guns N' Roses, with Sweet Child O' Mine coming in at number 37 on Guitar World Magazine's Top 100 Solos of All Time. We're getting into the famous ones. This one, Whole Lotta Love, I just did a couple of days ago. This is a very well-known solo, probably one of the most covered solos on YouTube. I hope mine measures up. I made a few little mistakes here and there, missed a couple of notes, but I didn't spend a whole lot of time on this one. I spent about a day. This solo is so ingrained in my head from hearing this song hundreds, if not thousands of times in my life, that it didn't really take that long to figure out, because it was just basically, where do I put my fingers? Because I know the melody, and from start to finish, and just a great solo. It's an interesting solo. It's structurally interesting. He uses the harmonic minor scale for the first half of this solo, and it's a classical music scale. Really only used in rock music for like shredders, like neoclassical shredding, like Yngwie Malmsteen and Uli Jon Roth and stuff like that. Not commonly used in rock, like Guns N' Roses. So really interesting, really gives this solo an interesting flavor for the first half of the solo. And then it gets into more traditional E minor pentatonic stuff once the wah kicks in. Once the wah kicks in, losing my voice, during the second half of the solo. But anyway, just a killer solo. Slash was an interesting cat. He tried out for Poison before he formed Guns N' Roses. Could you imagine Slash with Poison? The poofy hair and the makeup. Well, he still has poofy hair, but Slash with makeup and dancing around like a twerp. Twerp? Do people still say twerp? I don't think so. I can't imagine Slash in Poison. He was down to the final two between him and CC DeVille, and they went with CC DeVille because they wanted someone more harder edged than Slash, if you can imagine that. But Slash wasn't too keen on wearing makeup, I don't think. And I think they said, is that what you're going to wear, jeans and t-shirts on stage? And he said yes. And so they said, well, we're going to go with the guy with the poofy hair and the makeup. So he also got a call when he was 16 years old from Paul Stanley when Ace Frehley had left Kiss, or they fired Ace Frehley. I can't remember what they did. Paul Stanley had heard about this hotshot young guitar player out in L.A. and called up Slash and said he was a charming, lovely young man, and spoke to him on the telephone and about possibly joining Kiss. And then he asked him how old he was, and Slash, probably in his prepubescent voice, said, I'll be 17 next month. And Paul Stanley said, okay, nice chatting with you. You're too young. And but interesting, he never really liked, he said a lot of bad things about Sweet Child O' Mine through the years. Not a song he's was overly happy with. He liked the riff. It was basically just a string skipping exercise he was working on in the studio or in the band practice area one day, and the guys started jamming along with it and coming up with something, and it turned into this. It turned into what it was, an up-tempo love ballad, which did not please Slash very much. He was of the mind that they were this rebellious, hard-edged band with attitude, and now they were writing love ballads, and based on Axl's poems to his girlfriend. And he called it, at one time he said it was the gayest thing we ever wrote. He said when we did down-tempo tunes, they usually had like a bluesy feel to them, and this one was an up-tempo love song, and so he wasn't too keen on this song through the years. But and then of course it becomes the biggest hit they ever had, and kind of defined the band for a lot of people, who weren't really fans of the band's catalog. It's the one that they'd hold their lighters up, at every concert and lose their minds when they played it. But I think he learned to accept the song through the years. But anyway, interesting guy. That's all I have to say about that one. I think I played it well. A little mistake, like I said, a little mistake here and there, but it had a good tone on this one. I dialed the tone in on Bias FX. I think it sounds pretty good. Even my wife, who really has no interest at all in what I'm doing with this solo thing, she had heard me practicing and said, "Oh, Guns N' Roses." And so anyway, I played it for her this afternoon after I finished, and she said, "Oh, it's good." She said, "Can I put it on Facebook?" And I said, "Sure. As soon as I finish, I haven't uploaded it yet, but when I do, you can put it on Facebook." So she's all proud of me now. I can play Slash, but it's like one of two solos on this list that she knows. But so anyway, that's it, and hope you liked it. I think it sounds pretty good. So anyway, we'll take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. Got some Yngwie Malmsteen coming up next. Got to get my fingers moving. That's a quick one, and it's a full instrumental, so I'm doing the whole thing. Black Star. It's about, I don't know, 4.5 minutes long. So that's one of my biggest challenges up to this point, but I've already got it all worked out, and I can play it. So pretty happy about that. All right, that's it. Ciao.